Hello, it's George with Watchman German Shepherds. We're here with Fiona's litter, and this is their first meal. So, get these couple of guys here. They're not quite sure what's going on. And these are the four. They figured it out real quick. I just put the bowls down. I soaked that kibble and let it get nice and soft and kind of puffy. The puppies do have teeth, and leaving the kibble sit in water for 10 or 15 minutes, hot tap water, really makes it nice and soft. I'm sure it's easier for them to chew and then, of course, digest. I'm going to see what this little guy's doing. What's going on? Well, this ain't a little guy either. That's a big guy. That's dinner. What's the thing? Oh, you maybe take a second sniff. What's the thing, puppy? What the thing? All the other siblings are eating. Seem like you're an eater. He's a big guy. There he goes. So, yeah, they're 4 weeks old today, right? 4 weeks old. You have to think about that. And normally 4 or 5 weeks, I notice Fiona she's nursing them, but not as much as she was. And they're crying more and more to her. And so I figured, well, it's as good a time as any to start feeding them. Hey, what are you doing? I'm coming to Dad? This one came over to sit with me. Hi, puppy. Came to sit with Dad? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, puppy. Thank you, puppy. Yeah, Dad likes a kiss. So, well, they're going right at it here. It'll be a little less work for Fiona. And a little bit, give her some time to still heal up her body. I'll continue to feed her heavy. Usually the moms, even a month after they wean the puppies, they're still kind of mending up, so I continue to feed them at least twice normal during when they're producing milk and all, 3 times. Sometimes I want even more. I just give them all they want, and they eat it up. Definitely more after the puppies are born than before. And I guess that whole milk production thing is behind all that. Got to make a lot of nutrients there, the protein, of course, and everything that goes into the milk for the puppies. Yeah, the puppies. I have wormed these guys too. I give them another worming next week. I do 2 weeks, 5 weeks, and then 8 weeks. It's a preventative, and there's no guarantee, but we try to do what we can. I did just have a litter where one of the puppies that I heard back had some worms, and they're treating her. It was one of the females. So it's not uncommon, but we try to make it as uncommon as we can. And so we can't really do any more than just try to stay ahead of it, and from 2 weeks, and then again 5 weeks and 8 weeks to give them a dewormer as a preventative. But there's a couple of types of worms. There's actually a few types of worms, a few types of medicine that you give for that to prevent them and to kill them. And so you can't just go dosing them all with all sorts of stuff. And invariably, once in a while, you get some. But I've said in the past in other videos that the worms aren't as bad as the parasites. Worms are pretty quickly taken care of. Whereas the Giardia, that's a parasite, or the Coccidia, the Giardia can really linger for 2 or 3 weeks to get it really hit it good. And the coccidia, well, that's pretty good. That's a parasite too, and that they respond pretty well to the medication for that. And so maybe 5 days or 10 days, that's probably be all with that. And I haven't had to deal with that in a while. Never heard of it until a few years after I was breeding. Then a litter came down, they had that, and I don't know what was going on. They had the coccidia, that is. And so got a little lesson there. Then had a few subsequent litters with the coccidia, and now been pretty good as far as the coccidia and the giardia. And as I said, we just had one puppy. Could have been more. People didn't tell me that can happen. But the one puppy from the previous litter here did have worms, and I didn't know. I treated them, and not treated. I gave them the preventative. But again, there's different medications for different types of worms, and so the main one, the pyrantel, does not treat the roundworms. That you have to use another medication, Panicure it's called, that treats the roundworms, and then the giardia, and then there's another medication for the coccidia. Albon is the name of that one. And so again, you just can't go giving them everything, and sometimes there's no symptoms of anything until, of course, there are. And if that's after they go to their new homes, well, then that's that. And if it's here, well, I'm treating them. If I know they have something that I'm not treating them for, of course, if I suspect anything, then we take a sample over to the vet and we find out what's going on, and then we treat it specifically. And then, I know I've said this before, but it's all in my mind here as I'm just talking about this 1-month-old litter. Right now everything is fine with them, but anyway, you can get, when you bring the stool sample for a test, you can get a false negative. And so what they'll do at that point is they will treat the puppy. If it comes back negative, say for the giardia, but you suspect that from some other things, then they might treat it for the giardia and the coccidia. They might treat it for both. And, you know, the whole, but part of that false negative is that the reproduction cycle, right? The eggs and what they look for in the stool may not be visible at that point, or you know, at a stage where they can see it. And so I don't know too much in that regard about it in the scientific sense there, but pretty much explaining the general thing there that goes on. And so I would do everything we can, and I'm sure most breeders do, and most of the stuff, I never had a real severe case, and so that's good. But you gotta treat the moms, treat the other dogs, and the puppies at this stage, they get the preventative, and just got to keep up with everything. I'm saying treating, and I mean to say just giving the puppies and the dogs the preventative. Get this little poop over here. Hey, you get. Hey, get. That's smart. Right, going through that dinner good. Good puppies, yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to go get rid of this little poop here. And so I just did want to bring a video. It's exciting for the customers to see their puppies eat for the first time. And if you enjoy it too. And some information there with regards to the worms and the parasites that we deal with as breeders and pet owners there, especially at the puppy stage where they're more susceptible and less able to fight off some of these things. We want to really keep on top of things. So, do appreciate you subscribing, your liking, sharing, comments, questions. I really appreciate all that. And if you have not subscribed, please do. And above all this, the Lord bless you as you trust Him today. Look to Him. And you can't do any better than that. Until next time, you take care of yourself.